Welcome back, everybody, to Round 5 Commentary with your boy Sparky. I'm here with Victor. Say hi, Victor.
Hi, Victor.
We get to watch me in the past playing against Dan. I know how much you used to love all the energy mirrors and breach decks and stuff like that. Now we just got two mid-range decks. How do you feel about our new Orzhov overlords?
Listen, the deck's good. I've been playing it online, and sorry to everyone out there. I'm very under the weather, but I love everyone and love doing this. So I'm gonna power
We
through.
understand that, Victor.
There are a lot of
Thank you very much.
and if
But
you
with
Yeah.
that being said, the mid-range mirrors are fun for me, but I know that isn't exactly fun for everyone. So it's good to see a deck that does have the ability to be interacted with be the top deck. I think it makes it feel less painful because when Breach is the top deck and you're it's still up there. Whether it's the top three or top two is debatable.
Mhm.
But when you have a deck like Breach where you're required to have specific interaction and
go ahead.
it doesn't always fit into the deck that you're trying to build, it can be difficult. And at least with when you're playing against black white, there are different things that you can do to kind of combat it, whether it's have a lot of aggressive discard that you can control their hand with, or just having a lot of removal. Um, that's something that you're already going to be playing a lot of
Yeah.
in some regard because of modern's just spell quality. So I think it's better when a mid-range deck is the top dog in the format, but I could be wrong. Love to hear what everyone feels in the comments about that.
I'd like to get your opinion on me keeping a one-lander and ripping the land off the top.
You know what's funny is I so much my train of thought, didn't realize you did that. I cannot judge.
No,
I listen and I don't judge because I've done that plenty of times,
yeah.
especially with these lower curve hands and the fact
My
that
six seemed good enough where I at least had like a draw with the relic if I wanted to sack it. There were a couple other cards going on, and I mean, like, I'm probably just going to run out a lot of cards into Dan's removal. That's kind of where we're at right now in the state of the game. He took my dog down. I'm going to choose to try and John Wick him this game, but we'll see what happens.
I have noticed that in most black white mirrors, and also really, I would say probably just most games against black white versus any variable deck, whoever has the Overlord online first is usually the one that's going to be favored to win. Now, there's ways to deal with it, but still, the value that Overlord provides
Yeah,
is insane.
I also kept the hand because if I drew a land, I had Felia into Overlord. And I mean, like, yes, Dan can have the removal. He could have all the stuff. He has two Solitudes in his hand currently. So I think I'm kind of already, like, a little bit in trouble. So it's kind of just like this Overlord off of us going back and forth. Dan being the nice guy, taking my Overlord down.
That is very kind of him. I would have made you learn your mistakes, but
Yeah.
for the love of the game, as Kobe once said.
Yeah, you will.
Yes. Rest in power, King. Ooh.
This one or this one?
I think he's definitely taken. I think I remember him taking the Witch Enchanter, which I think is right.
That makes the most sense because on the off chance you do get to untap, you immediately get to blow up your opponent's Overlord. Seems pretty good.
Yep, we got past it. I was just trying to help
you. Forgetting to use the relic. Not a fan.
That folks at home, I should have targeted myself with this and exiled the Witch Enchanter.
Yep, 100%.
Oh, yeah. Not only did you not do that, you then didn't even use it.
Yes. I was kind of just like looking at my hand and like trying to figure out exactly what I wanted to do on my turn. And I didn't like take the second to think through my line of play of remove my own thing so he can't like kill my Overlord. Yeah. I'm not exactly sure if that's going to make a huge big deal, but it could.
I think in the mirror matchup, it's not as punishing because, to be honest, you're gonna get enough. Oh, and Dan missing his trigger actually pretty funny.
Yeah, and that's why
that being said,
there's a lot of shit going on in this matchup. So
you're gonna have enough cards get exiled in the mirrors where you're not exactly that concerned with missing an activation.
Yeah,
I will say that a lot of times I felt like people, when I was watching it online and just in general, are not activating because they're like, oh, I'm going to save it for Ketra to get the draw. The only problem is that wow, that's that's a lot of cards lost. But
he could have lost it regardless. Like I don't think there was a line where he just like doesn't let me go to combat because I could have just cracked the relic to get rid of his overlord and it wouldn't have mattered for him.
Yeah.
But I mean, he has a relic of his own. And then I think he's just trying to go a little nuts and draw a couple cards this turn.
Okay, yeah, it resolves.
Well, actually, he won't be able to. Oh no, he will be because he's got relic plus Emperor, so that's pretty good.
I'm gonna draw a card.
But with that being said, I felt like a lot of times people were waiting to keep the exile, but forgetting the fact that you still need 7 cards for.
I think if you watch, I think I exiled my Felia, and I'm not sure why, because
so he didn't get it with Emperor Bones.
Oh, I exiled my own Felia. Okay, yeah, I remember that time. Okay, I didn't see me tap my relic.
Though I think he exiled something else, so I think you're maybe. Oh, okay. You're damned if you do, damned if you don't. Because if you don't do it then and now, he not only gets to choose it, and you still have to waste the exile with the Ketchermos.
Well, I think he has to target it.
I don't think that.
Yes, but then you'd be exiling something on his turn, and his Ketchermos still triggers.
Yeah, that's right.
So it's either take away his Fellion or take away your own Fellion now, so he doesn't get the card, or wait and let him blank on an Emperor Bones trigger.
Yeah. Yeah, he just had a bunch of solitudes this game, and I think really this matchup comes down to like, can you deal with your opponent's Ketchermos?
Oh.
Who's a draw card?
So, not a huge fan. I think he would have just been better off activating your own relic and getting 2 extra cards out of the ordeal, or just 2 cards.
The way that I did it is I didn't want there to be a Witch Enchanter to be able to deal with my Overlord.
But I did in response to the activation. Sure. But we got the 2 life loss for the March and for the Ketchermos leaving.
So, wait, you ended up with... Did you draw a card from exiling with March?
17.
Yes.
Okay. So, March pitched to Ketchermos to activate, right? So
me pitching a card for March doesn't trigger the Ketchermos.
20 to 15.
No. I understand that. But I was trying to think if you had seen, would the extra card have been maybe more relevant? Hard to tell. Hindsight's 20/20. So
yeah.
But the other problem is that now Dan has the ability to draw quite a bit. There's plenty of cards in graveyard.
He can basically ancestral recall with the relic now.
I don't think he'll do it now. Oh, especially drawing the Witch's Enchanter. Enchanter, sorry. But
yeah,
that's one of those moments though where it's like it's certainly a moment to look back on and just reanalyze. I wonder, we're gonna have to keep track of your draws here.
I don't want that thing to go away.
Oh, okay. I see what your comment was about. I think honestly, I don't know what you're about to do, but I think it's just jam Ketchermos and hope to draw another white card out of this.
Yeah, I think that's the right thing because I'm gonna draw a bunch of cards.
Yeah? Oh, I see what route you're going for. I like this route too.
Put it in, hit that.
Yeah, he's tapped out, so he has to have the other Solitude, and then I at least gain 3 life and then do 3 to him off of this.
I think that would have been all of his Solitudes if he did have it, which would have meant you were never destined to win that game.
Yeah,
because he pitched Solitude to Solitude.
And the other good part is I get to keep my Solitude in my hand.
That's true. You're not exactly under the gun considering you're both at 19.
Yeah.
Land. Yep. Trigger target. Yep. Get my step. Yep. Trigger.
From what I've realized, I think Emperor Bones is like the breaker in the matchup. Like Felia is cool because it can like get rid of stuff, but I think I like Emperor of Bones as a better card because like he can take my Overlord and then like get my Overlord out of the game and get a trigger off of it, which is nice.
So I definitely agree, but actually I still think Felia is the best card because Felia allows you to blink your Emperors to reset the counters on it, which is also nice.
Yeah.
Good.
I got pretty lucky here by keeping the fetch land in my hand because now I can exile the graveyards again and draw a bunch of cards.
Yep.
Also, what does Dan draw you from? But I forgot that Relic actually draws you a card as well.
Yeah.
18 at the moment.
I think I just get the other planes. Just because I don't want my life total to go down too much. But the other planes...
Yeah, especially...
Like, it's actually in my exile, I can see it. But I have a blocker, which is nice. I'm not forced to, like, crack in.
Yeah, you will be taking 3, which means you're gaining 1.
Trigger.
That was dumb.
15.
Exile your land? What am I missing?
Well, just because I could have drawn more cards if I did the
I'm gonna go through combat. Play this.
Relic ability.
Okay, you're doing this after.
Yeah.
All right.
Flicker Wisp. Okay.
Flicker Wisp is the only thing I can take.
I'm hoping that you
turns on my Solitude.
I will activate target myself. Okay, go to 14.
Oh, okay, so just to see if you can get another white card.
The Witch Enchanter I like right now, so I think I pitched the Flicker Wisp here.
Cast Solitude. Hit your Overlord.
I could see the argument for either or. Is that the Enchanter's there to blow up the Overlord, which you're going to clearly use for the Solitude, so you could have maybe pitched the Enchanter and left the Flicker Wisp to blink something else, potentially.
Yeah.
This is mostly just like a who can keep the card advantage going and like keep drawing the relevant cards. Mostly all the cards are relevant, but like that's kind of rough for me because my Relic's tapped.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now he gets to do what I did to him.
Sure. Yeah.
On the plus side, you still have your Overlord, but you don't have a way to blink it back yet, which kind of stinks.
Yeah, I got a free block on this Solitude, which I don't think he was paying attention to. But I don't think it really mattered.
Yeah, it was a good turn.
Yeah, I guess you got to swing no matter what. It's going to lose anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, you do have another Flicker Wisp. So there's...
Yeah, I drew a Flicker Wisp last turn. I should be at 4, but good guy Dan.
That's not going to matter in a second.
Coming in clutch.
Yeah, luckily it won't make a difference here, but...
Nope. And then I'm like debating on if I want to play one of these lands, and I definitely think I should be playing the fetch. Which I do. Maybe not. Let's take some more time to think about it.
Go to combat.
I did that so he didn't do it on his turn.
Yeah,
I know it seems bad.
No, I agree. It's not optimal because you're gonna have to reset your Emperor just to be able to activate again, which means the Emperor's or the Overlord's gone anyway, but
yeah. A lot of this matchup comes down to like you drawing your Emperors, drawing your Ketramoses, doing stuff like that. This is where I kind of like I felt a little sick because I'm just like, this is what I didn't want him to draw, is to like have both of the answers for what I was going to do. But kind of is what it is.
Sure. I'm going to exile the Overlord. I'll exile my Overlord. Okay. I don't think it actually matters for that instant, but okay.
I think I offer the trade here.
Trades.
Straight up.
Trades, he says.
And
Yeah.
step. Yep. I'll go to 13.
Sounds good.
27, correct?
Yep.
His life total's so high right now. It's just like
Card I know.
I need
Yeah,
a catcher
that's a
almost
lot.
here. I need another overlord, but I think most of my overlords are gone.
That's pretty base up that you got.
Yeah, I would have played them.
Oh, you're only playing 2.
Overlord?
Yeah.
No, there's 4 overlord. Oh, I've only played 2. Yes. Okay.
No. You said both of my overlords are gone. So I thought that meant
yeah.
you only had 2. So sorry.
No. There should be 4. I think I was just like not sure what to do in some of these situations. Ironically, I'm leaving up like Solitude here, and I think he just realizes that like his guys are better than my guys, and he's just gonna crash.
9.
Scratch, right?
Yes, you're right.
And it's just unfortunate because he can just play draw go here. He doesn't really have to do anything.
Yep.
Well, at least keeping their witches enchanter is going to pay off.
You get back Flicker Wisp.
Yeah, but that's just a lot of mana that I have to use on my turn.
Play Flicker Wisp.
I did draw the Ephemerate, which is pretty dope.
Target the Overlord.
Yeah, but now you get. Well, I mean, unfortunately, Dan's going to get value of getting the blink again. It's
Yeah.
that catcher was for sure.
100%, especially when he's got an active relic.
I think you still go for the line of play Solitude, get rid of Overlord, Ephemerate, get rid of Flicker Wisp, Ephemerate again, get rid of another Enchanter.
I think that's his
so
last
much life,
Solitude.
though.
But he takes the Catchermost, which I think is the right call.
Exile everything.
Because I just wanted his Solitudes gone.
A card.
So like if I draw a Catchermost, I also definitely should have played the Solitude in his end step. Missed that. Because I would have had Witch Enchanter plus Ephemerate this turn, with the Solitude in play, so I would have had 2 targets I could have hit with it, which would have been fine.
Oh yeah, no, you're right actually, because you had Enchanter. So actually, my line was stupid because you would have just got rid of those 3 creatures, and the Enchanter would have been gone. He would be playing Catcher Most with an active relic with Snake.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
4.
Now I'm in a bad spot if I draw my own Catchermost because I'm at 4 life.
Interesting. What does he have in hand? An
He has
Emperor?
a
Catchermost?
Felia, an Emperor, and a Catchermost.
Oh, okay, the Felia is what he's.
Yeah. So he's representing having 4 attackers next turn. And I'm doing math on why I'm dead.
Go ahead.
I'm surprised about the end step activation because you're not even worried at this point about. Oh, at least you get to do everything.
Yep. And he loses 2 life. Thanks, Dan.
What a nice guy Dan is.
Yeah.
Even though he beat me in the earlier round of this tournament, so never mind.
Yeah, like regardless, whatever it was, if it was like a fatal push, I'd just fatal push.
Sure. You got it. I trust you.
So his Catchermost and Emperor.
Going to eat you alive, and you have to activate here
Yep.
because you do not want him getting a card. Oh, you.
I'm gonna blow up the world.
I think I said it in response. Which was kind of
Okay. Okay. Just want to make sure because I'm like, wait a minute. You end up drawing the catcher most too, which is so unfortunate because.
Yep.
Well, you're at 7, so you bought yourself a turn. Oh, forgot about that part.
Yep.
Now you could. I was gonna say you could blink your.
Oh, I
catcher ghost.
100% could have ephemerized it on my turn, but I just chose not to.
I mean, it's fine.
And then I think he just does the right line of like just attack with Ketchermos and pass. Because he has like lethal next turn.
And no cards in deck is what he's got. Shuffling like a Yu-Gi-Oh player.
I mean, we're both like next to no cards, and it's been like 20 minutes.
That's true. That's true. You draw a lot of cards, especially in this matchup.
Well, it's you draw, you mill with the Overlord. Like, there's just a lot of stuff going on. And I think this like
avoids that. It would be a card to come back. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're fine.
Oh.
Got there.
You have to give him a
but
card.
I'm forcing him to draw. I force him to draw a card, which is terrible. But
he not draw?
No, he drew.
Oh, he did.
Yep.
Yeah.
Go to combat. Which enchanter? Go attack that. Draw a card.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
he just has his engine online. There's nothing I can do. I go to 3.
Yep. You're gonna ephemerate?
Oh, and you forgot the. Oh, well, you have to.
No, I kind of have to. I'm. There's no blinking there. I got lucky and drew the thing I needed, which was awesome.
Oh, no failure. All right.
Yeah.
I'm at 2.
You're at 29. At 6. Or you're at 6. I'm at 25.
And then
That life pad is just painful because you know me, I play Omnath, so I know a lot about gaining life in weird increments, and that just looks like a lot.
It is a lot.
All right, so what are we hoping for here? Just a blank. I don't think there's many blanks left. Oh my goodness.
No, there isn't.
What in the world could he be shopping for? Just to prove, just to send a message. Am I missing something?
His life total's so high, I don't think he cares.
Okay, these cards all suck. Holy.
He's like, I had one of his comments was, these cards all suck. And then I said that's why it's called sewers.
Yep.
That was a good draw.
Oh. My God.
Yeah. Like, there's nothing. I was definitely not destined to win this matchup. I think maybe there were a couple lines I could have done differently, made him a little bit better, but.
Yep.
You have to use failure to block now?
Oh. Yeah, how terrible is that? Did you see what he drew?
No, I did not. What was it?
It was a fatal push.
March. Oh, boy.
He drew 2 fatal pushes back to back.
Oh.
Yeah.
You hate to see it.
No, Dan's a good guy. This is nothing against him. I definitely think I could have put myself in better positions, and I mean that's why I'm like trying to play the deck as many times as possible, get some reps in with it, and trying to figure out like what are the cards they're like. With the list that I've been playing, I've enjoyed March of Otherworldly Light a little bit more than most people. I know a lot of people are on Prismatic Ending. Yeah. I get that you get what you pay for, because for 1 mana it removes something, and for 2 mana it removes something. March kind of requires cards from your hand. This coming week I'm going to try the Prismatic Endings to see if I like them, and I might add a 3rd mana source because of the Ketchermoses.
I'm happy to see you are on that.
I'm not sure what color the 3rd mana source is going to be. I might add blue, get people maybe with the fancy little blue card in the sideboard. We'll see. But my idea here. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're good. I mean, I definitely understand the thought process behind both cards, and I think the jury is definitely still out. I do like that. The idea is, I feel like, especially this deck, you're a lot of times trying to figure out who's the beatdown, and with the fact that you kind of are in a situation where, not necessarily in the mirror, but in the overall general sense of the field, you're probably not going to be the most aggressive person. Right? You don't have a 1-drop creature. You have a 1-drop artifact. That's pretty good to have out. And then your 2-drop creature. I think that Ending is nice because it's more mana efficient. in the sense of you could play it off curve, where like on your turn 3 you could have Thalia plus maybe like ending something out of the way if it's 1-drop or
Yeah.
whatever have you. So,
From
but
what
I
I've
could
seen,
ending
from what I've
will
seen of other players, using ending, it deals with like it's a 1-drop that deals with a 1-drop from your opponent, whereas March requires you to like invest more mana. Talking with Dan here while I'm sideboarding, we kind of did it open because we were doing like we've been doing an open deck list thing, everybody getting ready for Charleston, and I basically just showed him, I'm like, I'm going to take out these ephemerates because I think a lot of what we're doing is 1-for-1 removal, and like the likelihood that I'm going to have a guy around probably isn't that high, like highly likely. And then the cards I'm going to bring in, I wound up bringing in, I think it's two Wrath Skies, an Elish Norn, and 3 Vindicates. Afterwards, after having the conversation with him, I don't think I bring in the Wrath Skies. I definitely think I went a little too heavy. I probably would just bring in like the Vindicates and the Elish Norn. And like looking at a couple sideboard guys, I know we had talked about this prior to doing this recording. The one guy says like just like he's running endings, cut some of the endings, bring in the Vindicates because your opponent may be on Elish Norn and you want to have an answer for it.
Yeah, Elish Norn is certainly a way for the game to just be over if you don't have other ways to deal with it. Luckily, you do have, see, this is where March is helpful as well, though, because you do have another potential way. Especially if you have enough mana to do it, then it's not so bad.
I think relatively the card disadvantage that you're getting from March, where it's like a Solitude, putting more cards putting more of your white cards in exile, where like white cards are some of the best cards in the matchup. It's a little rough. But here we are in game 2. We both decide to lead off on the DFC land.
Nice little curve you got going, though.
Yeah, I mean, I have the Philia again. Let's see if he has the removal spell.
Well, he's got the relic. Always a decent start. Doesn't look like he's got the removal, though. Yeah, Solitude, but I don't think there's a reason yet to Solitude. Now, if you go Overlord, he's probably going to be inclined to let it rip. But
yeah, that's fair. I think I take a line out of Steve's playbook that he asked about in the Discord. Like, if you have nothing else, can you Philia Ketramos to draw a card?
Yes,
the answer is yes. That's if your opponent lets you do it, which I mean, he did.
18. Head step. I'm gonna respond to the trigger. So trigger on stack. 19. I just have a back street. It's gone forever, dude.
I lost my
Sounds
pen.
like you lost. Yeah, off camera. Rip.
It went like in between the crack of like a table that was at the end of the table. I was like, God damn it.
Is there a pen or something over there?
I think he has a Solitude in hand. He has to have
It's
something
Solitude.
that matters. Or that could be a March. I think the white card. I think it's land, March, and then Bogart, and then land, and then Ketramos.
Oh, I thought it was a Solitude the whole time. Dear Dan, lean your cards forward more. Love Vic. In the future. Or the past, technically, by the time you watch it. But
yeah. Oof. I think it's a March. So like, if he goes land, he could just go land, March, call it a day. Or not.
I like this a little bit more as a setup.
I'm helping.
Yeah, I helped him with the move the counter down.
Yeah.
He helped
I
me
look
out.
at it this way. You're not gonna activate Ketramos swing. So he's getting hit for 3. It's not enough to be that concerned about where you're like, oh my goodness, I need to get rid of this now.
Well, the crazy part is like now that he has another white card, he can just like march the Philia. I'll draw a card off of it, but
I see. You get to do it.
yeah.
Combat. Begin a combat step. You can draw a card.
I think this is good because I would have flickered and gotten rid of his relic.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess that wouldn't have been great for him. He gets a card, but you get 2 out of that ordeal then.
Yeah, I mean,
It exiles itself,
but
triggers,
I also
and then exiles the graveyard.
yeah, but I also used all my mana that turn, so like it's highly unlikely that I'm going to get another play. And like look at my hand, I have 2 lands, 2 marches, and a vindicate. There's some amount of me that wanted to just like turn my mana sideways and just stone rain him, but he was kind of doing okay.
Activate target me.
Yeah.
18.
18, 17.
And then I think he just goes full balls to the wall. There's nothing relevant in the graveyards, but drawing a whole bunch of cards here is relevant.
Yeah,
He just may not want to turn on my Catchmos before he can turn on his, which is fair.
Oh, I guess that's what he decides.
Ironically, here I could make the choice for him, and I could have like vindicated, pointed at the relic.
You only have 3 in the exile, right?
Yep, we're 5 right now.
Got it.
What's the old board card in the front there?
The card in the front is Vindicate. There's 2.
Okay,
There's 2 different artworks of Vindicate right now.
16 apiece.
Oh boy, there's a few. I actually think I have a couple of the fuller ones.
5. I think he drew Emperor Bones here.
I thought he had that for a while, unless there's a second one in there.
That's a possibility.
I will admit to the world that in one of my first games playing the deck on Moto, I did not read the Catchmos was only on your turn, so I did it in my opponent's end step, and they had a Catchmos, and I just blanked, and they drew a bunch of cards. It was like, okay, never gonna let that happen again.
Yep.
If the card was a blanket, like if you do the stuff,
I'll find a plains going to 15.
you draw the card. I think that's kind of nutty.
Step for the main phase.
It also makes it like weird. Like, do you remember one of the Niv Mizzets pinged whenever you drew a card, and if like 2 players had a Niv Mizzet out, it was like a active player, non-active player issue.
No triggers on step.
I do think I remember what you're talking about.
I think it was Niv Mizzet Baron.
When did you do this?
Before he could, before combat.
That's made up. Don't lie to me.
So I just gotta ask, why not see what he's gonna target first? Just because maybe it's not something worth.
Well, this was the issue of the play that I made, because he gets to do that and then go to combat and then get my guy. Yeah, I should have just allowed him to make the line. I screwed myself.
No, man, listen, it's fine. That's why we're here to figure this. I don't know if the S word's approved on live TV. Just kidding.
I've already said some bad words, so we're kind of.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't. Yeah, I think I was gonna say shit about something, but anyway, sorry for kids at home. Yeah, I think you want to be in a situation to let your opponent hang himself, especially in mid-range mirrors, and let them make the mistakes. And
totally agree.
10.
Dan's kind of flooding here. He's got a fetch land and a Godless Shrine.
Yeah, but he is going to recall here, which is pretty important.
If that's what he chooses to do, yes. That's really bad for me.
I can't see a situation at this point where that's not the better thing to be doing.
Yeah, I mean, like,
you're going to be able to exile a card or something. Now, granted, you have Felia, but...
Yeah, and he also gets to like set the top of his deck and do that.
Go to 8. Yep. Draw a card from Relic.
You should be drawing 3 cards this turn. Because you draw Relic exiles itself as part of the cost.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So
oh, jeez.
Yeah, you should be at 7.
The Solitude is the last card. That's brutal.
And he has the
white card
ephemerate. Yep.
Ooh.
6.
Absolutely ridiculous.
I hit him with the "Are you effing kidding me?"
I'm surprised that Dan kept that around.
He's at 5 life. He needs life linkers in play.
Yeah.
He can go back to 12. Of course, that was what I drew. And now I'm just sitting here like.
Oh yeah, because otherwise,
hating life.
I mean, so what? Take out his catcher most, draw a card, and then offer the trade. Yeah, the Felia looks like.
You don't lose life.
Oh yeah, you're an 8. Rather, it's
You're at 5.
wait, go to blocks.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, well, it worked out for you. Sort of.
Relatively speaking, yeah. I'm kind of surprised he blocked, but that's kind of telling of like what the possibility of like things that he could have is. This is when I get mad at myself for realizing that I thought Ketchermos was able to attack, but I played it that turn because I'm mildly challenged.
That's all right. To be fair, you just had one, then replayed one.
Yeah. So not only did he draw the 3 cards he needed to blow up my board, but now he's going to do this, and there's not much I can do.
I don't draw the cards. I can't win the game.
Go to 7.
And then I'm mad at myself, but it's neither here nor there.
You go 22.
Yeah, luckily, like game 1, right, where we talked about the possibility of doing a different line.
Yeah.
At this point, I don't think there was. Well, in mid-range mirrors, you're going to have a lot of micro decisions that lead to certain moments. For sure. I think watching this one, I didn't see too many that were exactly glaring where it was a complete punt.
Yeah. I kind of just like resigned myself to my fate. I'm like, I need to draw Overlord here. And I knew my life total was high enough.
Solitude would have also worked.
Yeah, but I knew with what I had, there wasn't much there. But once again, thank you guys for joining us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and check out our store online. I've been Sparky. Say goodbye, Victor.
Goodbye, Victor.